Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie vlog. I am the critic who is a Santa. Hope you're doing well, and today we're going to be talking about the Captain Marvel trailer that finally dropped. Oh my goodness guys, this is going to be the best movie ever because she's a woman. And that's all that really matters, because really that's all that I'm getting from this trailer. So basically this trailer, the new trailer, is essentially the same trailer that we've already seen, only now certain things that were theories and, oh, that could be interesting, are now like, oh, the woman that we thought was a Skrull, guess what, she's a Skrull. Skrull confirmed. And then we got the same old footage that we've already seen before. She still shows no emotion at all. I think I saw her smile maybe one time, which was nice to see a change of pace. And, you know, obviously people say, oh, you're just a sexist because, you know, oh, why can't women be serious? You don't say that when a man does it. It's because there are certain ways that you can do it and still convey emotion. She just deadpans, and deadpanning isn't good, especially if you're a Marvel superhero. You're supposed to have charisma, and she has none, based on the trailers. Now, of course, there could be plenty of scenes that they haven't shown us yet where she starts showing charisma, and if she does, great. I'll be the first person to come back and say, guys, it was awesome, and she was fantastic. But at this point, all I say is, oh my gosh, she's so bland. Why? And I don't even really blame her for this. I actually blame the director more than anything else, because she's a great actress. I've seen great performances come out of this woman, so I know that she can do it. Obviously, there's a problem with the director as well, who's saying, you know what I needed in this, you know, Brie, you know what I need in this scene right now? I need no emotion, because it's deep and it's nuanced, and if you could just do that for me, please, that would be great. Like, that's what I feel like that's what I feel like has been going on here. Carol Danvers is Earth's only hope. Only is kind of a stretch, saying that there are plenty of heroes that survive Thanos's at the very end of it. Plus, to me, the most important person in this entire situation, people are going to say, oh, Captain Marvel, obviously, because of the end of the movie, remember? No. The most important person to me at this point is actually Ant-Man, because I think the quantum realm is going to play a huge part in this upcoming Avengers film, because I honestly think, and I think I've mentioned this before, my theory is that the reason why Ant-Man survived is not because he survived by chance, but it was because he was in the quantum realm when this happened. And because we don't know a lot about the quantum realm, but we do know that there are certainly certain healing factors to the quantum realm itself, the energy that exists there apparently. Again, that's just something that was revealed in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think that that could be a reason why he survived. And if that is the case, maybe that is how they're able to either convince Thanos or bring Thanos, you know, or are able to reverse things that Thanos did. I don't know. Again, obviously a lot of things can happen. You know, it could easily be that, you know, that standard, oh, Captain Marvel is going to be OP and Captain Marvel is going to fight Thanos and Captain Marvel is going to beat Thanos and then Captain Marvel is going to, you know, hold the Infinity Gauntlet and change everything back. And if that is what it is, well, dear Lord, that's so boring. That's so uninteresting. But if they bring in the quantum realm, they could have some deep, heavy stuff going on, and it would be really awesome. But I can't show you the trailer. I can't show you my live reaction to the trailer, because every single time I try and do one of those kind of videos, I get demonetized automatically, and then one day it's just going to be, oh, you're going to get a copyright strike, and I'd rather just not go through that, because you can watch the trailer for yourself, because it's very easy to. But it is interesting because it is being well received. I mean, there is no denial about that. If you can look to the first and second trailer, both have tremendous amount of likes to dislikes ratio. There's not even a 60-40 or 70-30. It's like 90-10, maybe 95-5. It's very much overwhelmingly positive, and I can see why people might be excited for this movie. Again, it's a Marvel film. It's an action hero film, and people might actually really want to see that. I personally, though, I have no interest in seeing this film. I'm going to see it because it's going to be a Marvel film, and obviously people are going to expect me to be able to come back and review it and tell everybody about it. But when I see this trailer, I think to myself, okay, I'm so uninterested in this character because, again, the performance is extremely bland, but then also my biggest pet peeve. So for all the people, all the DC fanboys and fangirls out there who are like, oh, you just hate DC because, you know, you're talking about the CGI. It's like, no, the CGI for Aquaman looks like trash. Well, guess what also looks like trash? The CGI for Captain Marvel, at least in the very end. When she's flying through space and she's glowing and there's like, you know, basically, it's a CGI fest, and I say that a lot because that's what it is. Like, when I see that, I say, okay, this is a CGI fest. It's digital noise. That's all I see. It's a bunch of digital noise that, to me, is so lazy because it means instead of using practical effects, instead of trying to do something really cool, we're just going to put everything into a computer and just say, oh, yeah, it's a computer, it's great. It's like, no, it just doesn't look good. It just, for me personally, I just don't like it. And so at the very end, when she's flying into space and she's got the weird hat helmet thing on, again, I'm not a comics guy, so to me, I'm just like, why is she wearing this? This doesn't look right. Maybe it's some kind of Kree historical thing. I don't know, but it just looks weird to me, to, you know, to the unwashed masses, the people that haven't actually dove into dove into the actual, comic book lore itself. And I've heard a lot of other people who read the comics who say that that's actually something they hate about that comic is what she's wearing. Again, I'm sure there's a split on that. I'm sure plenty of people had different opinions on that. But at the end of the day, I think this trailer is not going to convince people. If you were excited before for this film, you're probably still excited. If you thought the first trailer wasn't very good and you were hoping for a little bit more, you're not going to get that here because, again, you're pretty much getting the same exact shots. You only get like a few extra shots that weren't in the first trailer, and you still get the same bland performance. I think she smiles at one point, and even worse, like this point, the worst thing about this trailer to me is Nick Fury, because Nick Fury is not Nick Fury in this trailer. I don't know who that is. I don't know what they're trying to do with that character. He's obviously like going to be the comic relief, it seems. And if anything, if we know anything or see anything about, her performance, Brie Larson's performance, she's obviously going to be the straight serious person, and then he's going to be like the laughing jokester, which normally can work in a film, but a film like this, it just doesn't, like, the chemistry is just not there. Like, they're not really playing off each other. And again, this is still just a trailer, so it's still quite early, but based on the scenes that we've seen, they're really not playing off each other, and they really seem like they're trying to almost dumb down Nick Fury in a lot of ways, which I don't think is a good thing, seeing that he's always being seen as like one of the smartest guys, because again, he's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., so he's got to be pretty smart. And like, they're dumbing him down. Like, again, I love a kitty. I think the cat was cute. I was like, oh my god, it's a kitty. I would have done that. But Nick Fury, like, yeah, maybe he would have given the cat attention, but not in the way that he did. Again, it just seemed like a breaking character, and it just didn't work for me. But all of this being said, while at the same time, and I gotta give a huge shout out to somebody before going into this. I gotta give a huge shout out to @AdjacentCulture. So go follow him on Twitter if you're on the Twitters. He's great. And we've talked a few times before, but he sent me this article, and it is about Disney CEO Bob Iger. So this is from FoxBusiness.com. Please leave your silly thoughts about, it's Fox Business, it's not fake news. It's like, just stop. This is a fact that's being talked about here. Disney adjusts CEO Bob Iger's stock bonus package. Yes, so they're renegotiating CEO Bob Iger's essentially his contract, specifically the bonus part of his contract, but still, they're negotiating his contract that's, going on until 2021, which to me screams a lot of things. One, it shows that maybe they don't have as much trust in him as they once did, or two, they realize he's maybe not as valuable as he once was, because obviously you look to the current state of Star Wars, one of the biggest IPs in history, and it's being dragged through the mud. And a lot of it has to do with Bob Iger keeping Kathleen Kennedy on, and a lot of the other decisions that he's made. Again, we look to all of these things. Obviously Kathleen Kennedy is responsible for a lot of things. Rian Johnson is also responsible for a lot of things, but each of them have a different role. Rian Johnson is a director, is a writer. Kathleen Kennedy is the head of Lucasfilm, is essentially the person who is putting together the future of the film, is choosing the directors, is choosing all these other things that shape the films going forward. She's obviously done a terrible job at that. Again, she might be okay in a producing role for certain things, but obviously she's not proven herself to be a competent head of Lucasfilm. Again, that's just from, my perspective. But then you go to Bob Iger. Bob Iger is the top of Disney. And so therefore he has control over her. And so again, you have to go all the way to the top to really find any sense of blame. And it looks like stockholders, or at the very least the company itself, are very much looking into him saying, there's something not quite right here. Maybe we need to rethink and renegotiate that contract. So these are the new guidelines. So Iger can only earn his full stock-based bonus. Again, I'm not into investing, so I don't know what that means, but it's money. I know that much. If Disney outperforms 65% of the companies on the S&P 500 index. The deal's previous terms allowed Iger to earn his full bonus if Disney outperformed just half the listed companies. Iger can earn a larger stock bonus if Disney shares perform in the 75th percentile or higher, though the new deal also reduces the maximum stock grant he can receive to 125% from 150%. So basically he's being guaranteed less money, and also it's going to be a lot harder for him to get that extra money because he's got to start outperforming 65% of more companies rather than just 50%. Now I know that's a lot of numbers, and again, I don't even understand it myself, but all I can see from this, and again, it's just blatantly obvious here, is that he is not going to, he's essentially, the contract that's been renegotiated for him is that he's not going to be getting as much money as he could, and also it's going to be harder for him in the future. So I think that's a very big thing. Obviously, it's not as big as, him getting a pay cut or anything like that, but this is, to me, when you're like the high-level CEO that Bob Iger is, it seems like this is like the next big thing that can happen. If your contract's not being totally renegotiated, the fact that it's even being changed at all, it says a lot. And I think that a lot of that might have to do with the fact that Disney Star Wars is failing, that Marvel now seems to be moving in a direction that I don't think anyone wants to. Again, I talked about this yesterday when we had the breaking news that it's going to be the first ever led Asian character, and it's going to have an all Asian directing and all Asian writing. It's like they're focusing so much on these things that in the end shouldn't really matter as much. Again, telling a good story should matter. Great character arcs should matter. If other things happen to fall into place, great. That's awesome. But if you're going to play identity politics, that is where problems arise. And I think the future of Star Wars Episode 9 is going to be a huge impact on the future of Bob Iger with the company. Again, he's supposed to be there from till 2021. I'm sure that he has a contract that's very solid. It's going to be very hard for them to shift things around. Obviously, it's not totally, solid because they were able to renegotiate this part of the contract, or at least tell him, hey, this is what's going to be now. Again, I don't know contract law, so I don't really know exactly all the things that went behind it, but obviously they have some power to change some things. So I think this maybe puts him a little bit more on edge than he was before. Again, not maybe totally, because still guaranteed a lot of money, still getting paid a lot, but still, nonetheless, I think it's something that's worth noting. So again, a huge shout out once again to @AdjacentCulture for showing me that article. But guys, what are y'all's thoughts on this? Have you seen the new Captain Marvel trailer? Do you think it's good? Obviously, I honestly think that they need to have a change, and Star Wars is we've known this ever since they canceled Clone Wars. Like ever since that happened, we know, okay, they're not going in a very good direction since they canceled the most successful thing that they've had since the 1970s and 1980s. So we knew that was going ahead. We knew that that was definitely problematic. We know that Episode 9 looks like they're just trying to throw everything at it, which kind of spells problems to me because, okay, if you have a good product, you don't have to do that. But obviously, you don't have a good product, seeing that you've come out and say, and you've acknowledged the fact that Disney Star Wars has a problem. Again, I think that speaks volumes when Bob Iger came out and said that. And now it looks like Marvel might be moving in a similar direction, focusing more on identity politics than on telling a good story. Now, again, I say this always saying, hey, we still need to wait for the movie to come out. This is all speculation based on a trailer, but trailers tell us a lot. How they market a film tells us a lot. And when they, in 2 trailers now, and they were mocked for it the first time, have this stupid her, a hero, hero campaign, it's definitely laying off. Again, we know that she's a woman. We can see that. We're not blind. We're not idiots. We know that she can. We know that she's a woman. And that's not to insult any blind people out there, because at the end of the day, you would be able to know just by hearing her that she is a woman as well. But it's just one of those things that, oh my goodness gracious, this trailer. It does have me worried, though. It definitely has me worried for the future of Marvel, because if they go in that kind of direction with this film, it's probably going to creep in a little bit with the next Avengers film, which I really hope not, because the Russo brothers have done amazing work with Marvel properties before, so I really hope that's not the case. And also, of course, too, I would hate for that to fall into the Disney-Pixar relationship, because, man, right now, that's the only really good part of Disney. I feel like every single Disney Pixar film that's come out has been solid, and it would suck for Captain Marvel to be the one film that starts to tank the Marvel stories as well, especially since they're like, oh, she's the future. She is the future of the franchise. She is going to be the next big lead. And if you can't even have a charismatic person who draws people in, again, you look to any other movie. You look to any other movie trailer, and the leads have been able to draw you in. When you saw Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, you were like, oh my God, I want to see this person. I'm interested in this character. There's so many levels to this character. You don't get that same feeling with Brie Larson. And the sad thing is that she's totally capable of bringing that kind of performance. I don't know what the director's been telling her. I don't know what's been going on. But at the end of the day, all I can do is hope that it's not nearly as bad as we think. And if it is as bad as we think, well, you can bet dollars to donuts that Brie Larson will say, well, you just can't appreciate it because you're a white male. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and please let me know your thoughts on Captain Marvel trailer and also on the Bob Iger news in the comment section below. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, please share this video as well. Definitely helps me out. Have a great day, and as always, God bless.